Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And as you can see, I've got my two CRB machines sitting here. This, of course, is the Rotowash, which I bought new. And then not too long after I bought this thing, this used Powerflight Multiwash came up on Facebook Marketplace, so I picked it up, and I've had a bunch of parts, well, not too many parts, but a few parts with the feeding system there were broken. Little seal in there. Do I have it sitting here? Oh yeah, here it is. This was the main problem, was this little seal that sits in the bottom of the cable goes down, and it's spring loaded with a little button on the bottom, so it pushes down on this thing at a manifold, I guess. And when you lift here, pull that up, it pulls the plunger up, and this pops up, and it allows the water to go by. It's a gravity feed, and then it dribbles. There's a rubbery looking manifold there with a bunch of little holes, actually like this. Pull that up, and voila, it dribbles. It works good, I think. I just kind of fiddled around with it, got it working, and I had to, one of the things you have to do is you have to adjust this part of it right here, the cable. Kind of think of it like as a, back when you used to adjust your brakes on your bike back in the day. You just have to get it just right so that the cable is going to pull the plunger up, and then when you release it, the spring loaded, there's a spring in the bottom that pushes the plunger back down into place. So I had to replace that cable as well. It was cracked in a couple of places. Anyway, I just finished putting it all together and fiddling around with the thing. Oh, CJ over there and Jesse James. Anyway, here I've got, I think they're all now, this thing is, I think it's working perfectly now, I think. I only was able to use it on one job, and that's when I discovered that the water wouldn't stop flowing. It was a tile job, so it wasn't a big deal really, but I did figure out that it was quite a problem, was leaving a pool wherever I was going. But it worked really well on the really rough tile entryway that I did. I don't normally do tile, but in this case I did that one job. And I did another bigger job with this one here. But I just wanted to show you these two machines, and we'll talk a little bit about what their similarities and differences are. They basically work pretty much the same way. What happens is there is actually a drum right behind here, and it's on the back side of that one, but we'll just open this one up here. And this is actually the recovery tank. And so what happens is you've got one brush going one way and one brush on the back side going the other way. And on this machine, this is actually the front of the machine. You can see there's two jets, and you push this right here, and that actually activates the pump, and it sprays onto the carpet, and you would walk forward, or the floor, whatever you're cleaning, and you walk forward, and the brush applies the solution, scrubs it in, and it's flicking it up onto the drum as it does this, and then the rear brush going the opposite way also flicks it up onto the drum. And it actually works pretty darn well, and dries the carpet pretty darn fast. I've done a few videos a few months ago, where I used this machine on a couple of carpet jobs, and it really actually, quite frankly, it actually impressed me pretty well. It moves pretty darn fast. This is 18 inches wide. You can get a wider one too, and a narrower one. It worked pretty well. It did seem to take out stains really well and everything. And it is basically encapsulating, except you do pick up a lot of crap into this. Not a lot of water per se, but a lot of debris and everything, because the brushes are really flicking up a lot of crap. I did have to go back on one job and touch up in front of an elevator where it was really impacted with soil, I had to go back with a pad, my rotary, a couple of days later and just touch it up. That was the only place that it had any issue. So my conclusion was, yep, it's a great machine for maintenance, but if you got a really dirty carpet, you definitely want to go to a machine that's going to do some transferring of soil. But it has its place, definitely. I wouldn't hesitate to use it again on the right job. But anyway, so of the two machines, this one is actually meant as a single pass on, like on carpet. Because it sprays, it is applying the solution of it more efficiently, I guess you could say, than this one. So it's meant as you walk forward and just clean. Whereas this is kind of, this style without the spray, the gravity feed, I think is meant more of you kind of go back and forth as you go. I haven't tried it on carpet, actually, but if I was, and I don't think I would, except this machine, I know some guys use these as their pre-scrub machine because it does tile and hard floors and wood floors, etc. So it does have its place for sure, and it has an advantage over this, that this machine is actually lighter, although they do make a smaller Rotowash, which you could buy, which obviously then would be probably about the same weight as this. I think this is a 14-inch wide. I think Rotowash makes a 12-inch wide. Maybe it's a 14 as well, I don't know. Go on their website, rotowashusa.com, or wherever, Rotowash, just look it up. There's lots of videos showing them in action. But anyway, I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, and I wasn't really thinking I would use it for carpet, but it definitely can be used. So this one, I think, is a better choice. If it's just going to be something you use occasionally because it's smaller, it's lighter, you can pick this one up and carry it. That one, not so much. That's about 70 pounds. That's just a little bit heavy. Now, I did get the wheels for it, which sort of snap onto the side here, and then you can move it around. This one was used and didn't come with the wheels, but that little collapsible dolly just slides underneath it and works perfect. So that's not a big deal. What else can I say about this one? So basically it works exactly the same way, except underneath here, instead of a pump, which this one has on, this is the front of this one. So there's a pump in there. This one obviously holds more solution. And then the recovery tank is right here. And one of the things that's critical about these things is making sure that you, when you're using it in recovery mode, which would mean you would have the recovery tank in place, that you have it installed correctly, because what's critical with these machines is that little that stainless steel blade, I guess you could say, that as the drum is turning, which actually turns this way, it is able to just barely contact this kind of rubberized thing, which the moisture and everything crap sticks to, and that it scrapes it off and then it drops down into the tank. But if this one here, you can see I've actually epoxied these little teeth things that are holding it in place, because none of them were cracked or broken off, because this is fairly old, this machine. Maybe somebody was careless with it, I don't know. But I've got a new tank on order. But for now, this is working. But you got to make sure that this front edge doesn't get bent and warped, because then it'll interfere with your ability to pick stuff up. And when I've used, you got to make sure you got it right in place. It's not in place. There we go. There, now it's in place. So you can use it without the tank if you just want to use it like a CRB without actually picking anything up, or just put the tank on. It'll pick moisture up and grit and fibers and junk and everything. So some guys use these as a CRB, like a normal CRB, except this one here is in the on position right now. Then you push it down, it's in the transport position. You can't really, you can move this around a little bit, around on its wheels, and this one to a point. But if you're doing a house, for example, this would be really awkward, because if you're doing a house where you've got a bedroom here and a bedroom over there and a bedroom over there, and then in between you've got a hard floor or, tile or wood, you're going to want to put the wheels on every time. So it makes it a bit clumsy. You can, But this one, if you're going to use this one, you could actually pick it up and carry it, because it's, I think it's around 50 pounds, maybe a bit less. And on the other side over here, there's the adjustment for the, and this is one of the things about these machines as opposed to a normal CRB, you can actually adjust the pressure. This is on its lowest setting right now, and then go all the way up, and then it'll be full weight will be on the brushes, as opposed to being slightly suspended with the wheels that are underneath here. So, anyway, I know there's a few guys out there that are using these, and they work fine, I think. And at least if you were looking for a CRB and you're thinking, well, maybe I'm going to do some tile and grout and maybe wood floors and everything, well, this will do it all. So that's kind of why I bought this one. Was primarily I was thinking wood floors, but I've only done a couple with it. Have I done any wood floors with it? Well, I can anyway. But anyway, let's oh, one job I did, which actually really did impress me. I was doing a condo unit, and they had a whole bunch of this sort of mat, only bigger ones, and they're a pain in the butt to do with your pad machine. Even a rotary machine is not as how do I say now? They're just awkward. But the CRB machines, ooh, these things, I was just amazed how rapidly and how well they worked on these rubber back type mats. So we'll just give this one a little clean with a multi-wash, and I'll show you. I actually have water in here. Get the cord out of the way. You just don't want to draw the edge of the mat into the brush, because it'll jam it really fast, and that's really bad. You can easily strip your gears. They're plastic gears, so they're not, I don't think they're very expensive or hard to replace, but you don't want to be doing that. But anyway, and of course, if you wanted to, clean some concrete floor, like what I'm sitting on right here, for my garage floor, they do that very, very well. So, you can buy these. The Multiwash are been around a while, and they come up used sometimes, and often at a good price. So, anyway, I'll show you what. The water was nowhere near as black as that a few minutes ago, so it just definitely picks stuff up. I'll take that off. Let's go over here and dump it over here. I think Green Rhino has on his YouTube channel. He's got a multi-wash. He's got a few videos showing his doing both carpet and hard floor too. So, but the other thing is, I don't know if you can see from here, but right underneath there where that junk is. So what you do after you finish with these machines, you don't put them away dirty, because that stuff can get really hard and really difficult to get out of there. So what I will do is I'll remove the brushes to clean it, and that's actually really easy. And the Rotowash is basically the same way. And then this you push on that shaft, pulls out. And there's the brush. Don't think I've ever pulled the brush off this thing yet, because I haven't really used it. But anyway, so I'll just I'll just take the hose and a rag, and I'll just clean that off. This actually comes off too, like so. So I'll just clean it all up, and then I'll put it away, and when I'm ready to use it, we'll see if I have an opportunity to use it in the next little while, now that I think I've got it all fixed. I had to replace a few parts. Anyway, so I thought you might be interested to see the two machines. And yeah, if there's someone out there, you're watching my video, you've got one of these and you've used it, put your thoughts in the comments so people can, learn from your experiences. And we're all wanting to learn from one another, I think. Anyway, I thought you might enjoy that, so thanks for watching and have a good day.